Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to be talking about university, but rather than talking about actually being at university, I'm going to be talking more about getting to university and things to think about when picking your universities. I already know that a lot of people have narrowed down their 5 and have probably applied for UCAS, so this may be a little less useful. You still probably be able to use it in terms of picking your 5, but if you still haven't completely decided, which is completely okay because the deadline I think is in January, then this video will probably be a lot more helpful for you in terms of picking. So now that I'm actually at university talking to a couple of people, I feel like we've kind of thought about things that we thought about when applying which weren't actually that important, and things that we kind of missed when applying. And it's not just talking to people at this university, it's also talking to people who are at different universities, who love it, who don't like it, who are considering changing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to get straight into it. I've got about 5 or 6 different points and things that I think that you really need to think about when picking your university. Before we get into this though, I'm just going to give a quick promo to myself, plug it in there. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing outside of YouTube, and also to know when I upload. And yeah, also subscribe, and don't forget to can't get my words out today. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as well. First thing that I would say to definitely think about when choosing your university, like your firm and your backup, as well as like your 5 choices, is the location. Send me your location, let's focus on communication. I think location is a lot more important. I feel like parents stress the importance of location, and a lot of the time when you're like trying to go to uni, you're like, look, yeah, I want to be as far away as possible from here. The reality is though, whether you're sick of your parents or whether you can't stand your hometown, home is home, and you will want to go back every now and then. Even if it's not to see your parents, it will be to see your friends when everyone comes home to visit and stuff like that. So think about how far you're willing to go from your house, from your home, from your town. It costs money to get home, so are you willing to pay the price of how much it costs to get home? For me, it's about a 2-hour journey. It cost me about 30 to 40 pounds. I'd say more like 35 to 45 pounds to get home, return. I tend to go home every 3 to 4 weeks, and sometimes you're just not feeling university and you want to pack your bags a little bit sooner. So you want to keep that in mind. Are you willing to pay the price of where your uni is in terms of going home and coming back? You also have to think about the logistics of it, moving in and packing up your stuff at the end of the year. Are people willing to drive you that distance? If you're up in like Newcastle, are your parents or whoever looks after you willing to travel that distance, and are you willing to be getting the train up and down? The next thing to think about when picking your university is the type of people that go to university. Different universities tend to have different types of people there. When you go and look at the university, look at the different people you're with. The people who are looking at the university are most likely the type of people who will be there. Do you vibe with them? Do you look around? Do you see people like, oh yeah, I think I could fit in here, I like the vibes, I like the atmosphere? It's not just about your course, and it's not just about the grades and everything. It's also about where you feel most happy, where you feel most comfortable. I'm not saying apply to a university because the type of people you would usually hang out with are there. Obviously that should not be the sole basis, but you have to think about it in terms of it's 3 years. It's not school where you just go and come back. You are living there, and you'll be living with these type of people, or the majority of these type of people. So think about that. I talked about location and the type of people that go to the university. The next thing I would probably say is the type of campus that it is. So like what the university is like in terms of like its structure. I go to like a big campus university. All of like the halls, first year halls, or in one big campus, loads of green, a lot of walking, uphill, downhill. Boy, if you don't do leg day, you'll do leg day at this uni. We have another campus as well, and then we have another campus, but then we also have like different accommodations located outside of both those campuses. Bit of a bubble in terms of the fact that we've got shops here, we've got restaurants here, we've literally got everything. So you can literally go back 2 weeks. I always say this to people, you could go back 2 weeks and not leave university campus if you didn't want to, and you be so calm, you'd be so chill. Other people want to be in the city. They want to be able to walk out their front door and there's a Primark, a Topshop, and all of these shops in a Tesco. So you need to think of what kind of, like, it comes into location, but what kind of campus do you want to be living on? I know some people really like London, they really like the buzzing, the city feel to it, and other people really like campus style. The city life, the person who goes to uni in London has a very different experience to someone who is on a campus uni. Also, I would think about where your campus is located near to. Unis like Nottingham are located like next to a big city. Like, it literally takes about 10-15 minutes by public transport and 5 minutes by car to get into the city, where there's literally every shop you need, like clubs, everything. But yeah, we still have this bubble, this like university student like life. So you need to think, what kind of atmosphere do you want to be living in? Because it's not just about your degree, it's not just about learning, although the degree is important, as I'm starting to realise. You need to think about what type of life you want to be living as a university student. Obviously, the next thing is the course, because that's what you came to university to do. Duh. The course is obviously really important. The main reason why I didn't put it as the first thing is because I feel like people put a lot of stress on the course and they forget about other things, and then they get to university and they're like, yeah, I love my course, but I hate everything else. Your course is a big part of your uni experience, but like, there are a lot of other things that are part of your university experience. Where you're living, the type of people you're living with, how far away you are from home, what there is to do. Another thing to think about when choosing your university is, what are you going to university for? A lot of people go to university for the experience, and that is literally completely fine. Like, there is nothing wrong with going to university, although some people would say that is because like you incur debt from it. But there's nothing wrong with going to university to experience that independence, to experience studying, to experience studying in that kind of environment, to experience like the opportunity to do so much. You want to go to uni to play sport at uni. If that's why you're going, there is literally nothing wrong with that. At the same time, some people go to university because they want to get a banging degree. They want to be a lawyer, so they have to do law. They want to be a doctor, so they have to do medicine. Everyone goes to university with different intentions. What is your reason for going to university? Because when you figure out your reason to go, it kind of makes it easier to decide what university you want to go to. If you want to go for the experience, that will affect what kind of course you're doing and what kind of university you want to go to. If you want to go for that big campus experience where you can literally walk 2 minutes and your friends in one accommodation, walk another way and your friends in another accommodation, if that's the kind of thing you want, then you'll maybe want to look more into campus unis. If you're more into the degree, then maybe you're looking more at the top university rather than the lifestyle of the university, the type of people at the university. So that's probably the final thing I would say that is important when picking your universities and going through the UCAS process. One thing I would stress is, don't feel like the decision is permanent. Don't feel like once you go into this you can never go out. I know people who are even in university now who are considering taking the year out and applying somewhere else or transferring. Life isn't a race, and I feel like there's such a pressure, especially when you're going to university and stuff like that. It's like, you need to go to university, you need to get in this year. So don't feel like because everyone around you is doing one thing or everyone around you is picking unis based on this, that you also have to follow suit. Don't feel like you have to choose the university with the highest grades. What about the university with a really good location and maybe not the best grades, but somewhere that you went and saw and absolutely loved? You're the one who has to go to university, and you're the one who has to live at that university and literally have your life there, not your friend. With that, I'm going to leave you guys now and I am going to bounce, I guess. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe. If you have any questions as to what video I should do, then definitely comment down below. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you know the drill. I will see you guys next week with another video. Bye.